Yes, guys, good afternoon. And once again, we are back right in front of you with the one short lecture from BioPoint on the topic life process. Yes, hope you all are fine. Arjun, Kriti, Ishika, everyone. Can you all hear properly? Is the audio and video clear? Yes, good afternoon, guys. I said good afternoon right in the beginning, right? Yes. Okay, then, without wasting any time, we are moving on to today's lecture from Biopoint Life Process. We will be just having a glance of all the topics. We will not be going on to the minute details since it's a one short lecture. Yes, Divya. Everyone who are watching this must comment, okay? It's one thing very important for me. Yes, we are starting with today's topic on life process. So, what are the topics that we are going to learn in this? All of you know that is first, it is oh my god, what is this? First, it is nutrition, second one, respiration, third one, transportation, and fourth one, expiration. All the things we have learned in detail, right? This was my first chapter, which I taught you for this first lecture, also for the 10th standard, right? Yes, good afternoon, all. Listen carefully till the end of the session, okay? And you will be having a quick recap in the between. That is, the questions will be there, and soon after in the next slide, the answers will also be there. Those are MCQs. Till that part which we have learned till the slide, we will be having a quick recap. Okay, that you will understand. After completing nutrition, you will be having some of the questions from nutrition. One or two questions. Okay, that's maximum. Okay, guys, we are moving forward. No, it's Amal's. Okay. Yes. So all of you know all these process. Okay. Respiration, breathing, difference. One of that we have told. Transportation, circulation. Okay. Excretion. That is the removal of nitrogenous waste. Right. So nutrition or the process of digestion consists of five steps. Right, all of you know that right from the beginning of that chapter till the end I have told you that, and today also I'm going to repeat the same. Okay, today also I'm going to repeat the same. There are five steps involved in the process of digestion. First is the process of ingestion, second one digestion, third one absorption, fourth one assimilation, fifth one the finally we have the ingestion. So these are the five steps involved in the process of digestion. Is that clear? What is ingestion, guys? Ingestion means taking in the food, right? So what is digestion? Digestion, all of you know that breaking down and absorb what all the process occurring. That is what is said to be the digestion, right? The mixing of the enzymes, what making the food in the form of in the right form to absorb. That is what is said to be the process of digestion. And third one it is absorption. So the digested food should be absorbed in our body, then only we can utilize it, right? So what is that utilization known as? That utilization is what we said to be assimilation. And finally, this utilized food, the waste materials from that utilized food will be reabsorbed and reabsorbed. Maximum it will be reabsorbed, and finally it will be ejected from our body. Okay, everyone from the beginning till the end, you should stay here. Okay, don't, please kindly don't leave in between, because after long effort we have come back. Clear with that? Okay. And now we are going to start with this topic of nutrition. Now I will be less focusing on the chat. Okay, everyone, if you're okay, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you are okay. Now I will be less focusing on the chat. Only after finishing this I will be back. Clear? Yes. Okay. Good, guys. Kindly please wait for a second. 1 second. Please wait. Yeah, okay. I'm back. And now we will be starting with this topic of digestion or nutrition. So nutrition is what? It is needed for the growth and energy for both plants and animals. They need food, right? Both plants and animals, they need food. So this nutrition is the one thing that is required for both the plants and animals for the proper growth and energy. Plants are able to make their own food by a process known as what? Photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis is a process by which plants are able to make their own food. They use the sunlight, they what turn into simple molecules and make their own food so that other plants and animals they rely upon them, right? All the other heterotrophic organisms rely mostly what rely on depend on plants for their food and nutrition. So animals take in complex substances from these plants and break it down into simpler substances or simple molecules, which is used for their proper growth and energy. Okay, so that is what is said to be the process of nutrition in a glance. I'm just telling you about the concept after completing the one shot of the chapter. Same order. Okay, life process will be taken by me. Okay, then heredity. Next one after that. Uh, how do organisms reproduce? It's once taken by me. After that, our environment. These are the topics. Next is the types of nutrition, which can be classified into autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition as saprophytic, parasitic, and holozoic. This is the classification of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So now we will be moving on to detail to check what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, what is autotrophic mode of nutrition, what are the processes happening there. So we will be moving on to somewhat in detail of that. Okay, but I will be little bit faster. If you are not able to follow, you should comment me then. Okay, Sneha, you are back. Good. Okay, then. So, what is autotrophic mode of nutrition? That's one thing we should know in the beginning, right? What is that? Autotrophic mode of nutrition is a type of nutrition in which organism synthesis, very important term, okay? Organism synthesis their own organic material that we require from the inorganic substance, that is from carbon, nitrogen, that is a carbon dioxide and nitrate. We will prepare what their foods respectively. All green plants are autotrophics, right? All green plants are autotrophic and they use light, sunlight as their energy. Okay, we use sunlight as their energy. Not we, plants use sunlight as their energy. Okay, for synthesis of food during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, after that we should learn what is photosynthesis. That is the process by which green plants, I have repeated the definition many and much times, right? The process by which green plants synthesis manufacture their own food in the presence of, in the form of glucose, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, clear with the definition. And after that we have the equation for the reaction of photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O, giving in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, glucose C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, so this is what is said to be the process of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide and water react in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce this thing. What is that? This glucose, water, and yes, Arihant. Arihant, once you entered, you cannot leave. Okay, you should listen fully in the entire session because we are missing you in most of the classes. So after that, we have the process of what? Heterotrophic nutrition. After that, we have the process of heterotrophic nutrition. All other organisms, excluding the green plants, we have it as heterotrophs, right? So the heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be classified into three: holozoic, saprophytic, and parasitic. Holozoic mode of nutrition is a complex food is taken into a specialized digestive system and it is broken down into small pieces for absorption. So a complex food material, if it is a complex food material, it will be broken down into minute pieces, not this much minute, okay, much more minute pieces. And after that, what? It will be absorbed into their body. That is what is said to be the holozoic mode of nutrition. And the organism that shows this holozoic mode of nutrition is amoeba. Okay, humans, we have this holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, humans have this holozoic mode of nutrition. We intake complex substances, break down into simpler molecules. After that, we absorb it. Okay. And then what is parasitic mode of nutrition? Parasitic mode of nutrition means the organisms obtain food from other living organisms, that is from a host body, right? The organism obtain food from a host body without giving any benefit to the what host. No benefit, only it causes only harm without any benefit. It causes what? It obtains food from that. Example, cuscuta, then ticks, lice, leeches, tapeworm. All these are examples of this parasite. Okay, external parasite. They what? Utilize their nutrition from the host body. Clear? Next, we have the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Okay, so holozoic humans given here. Parasitic. God, leech. Sorry, lice. Now we have the saprophytic. That is, they feed on the dead and decaying organisms for their food. For example, bread mold, bread mold, yeast, then mushrooms. All these are examples of what? Saprophytes. Okay, I'm so what I'm seeing your chat somewhere sometime in the between. Okay, so everyone, if you can hear properly and see this, comment me right now. Till now, if it is clear, comment me fast. Next, we have the human digestive system. So, before moving on to the next topic, if it is clear, comment me fast. Yes, okay. Next is the human digestive system. So nutrition in human beings, the digestion of food take place in the alimentary canal. It is made up of various organs and glands. In mouth, the food is crushed into small pieces. Food is what crushed into small pieces, and it is chewed and mixed with the saliva, which contains an enzyme known as the salivary amylase. Right, the enzyme present in saliva is salivary amylase. And what we plan to do is that, guys, today we will be having you will be having this one shot lecture on life process. Tomorrow you will be having the Slido quiz on that. After that, you will be having the one shot lecture on heredity and evolution. Soon after that, you will be having the Slido quiz of that. Okay, happy with your schedules in humans, but only one thing: the Slido quizzes, both 10th and NEET batch will be competing. So from that, you should come up. Clear? In mouth, the food is crushed. All those we have discussed. With the end, mouth contains teeth, which is of four types: incisors, canines, molars, and premolars. I'm not going on to the minute details of that, or else our topic will not be finished in just 45 minutes or just 1 hour. Okay, maximum extend to 1 hour. But now itself it's 2:32, and we haven't completed this digestive system. Okay, so then from the mouth it moves on to the esophagus. From the mouth, it moves on to the esophagus. That's the muscular tube down which food travels from the stomach to the from mouth to the stomach. Next, it moves on. Next, it moves on. Okay, so from the mouth, it moves on to the esophagus. On swallowing, the food passes through the pharynx and the esophagus to reach the stomach. And in the stomach, gastric juices contains the pepsin for digestive proteins, HCl, and mucus. The hydrochloric acid creates the acidic medium in the stomach that facilitate the action of the enzyme pepsin. Okay, that activate the pepsin, and the mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of this acid under normal conditions. So stomach secretes the gastric juices. So gastric juices that get digestion underway. Then liver produces the bile, process the nutrients. Bile contains two pigments we have discussed: biliverdin and bilirubin. These are the two pigments that this bile has. And gallbladder is a structure. A gallbladder is an organ that temporarily stores bile. Temporal storage of bile occurs in this gallbladder. Pancreas, it secretes enzymes into small intestine. Small intestine is the main source and the end part where the food is digested, and absorption, maximum absorption take place in the small intestine. So large intestine absorbs the excess water and from the digestive waste. Okay, and the rectum is stores the waste until it leaves the body through the anus. So these are the processes occurring in the human digestive system at a glance. Okay. So in the small intestine, the carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are completely digested into glucose, amino acid, and fats into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay. So and the small intestine has certain finger-like projections known as what, the villi. Okay, that increases its surface area for the maximum absorption of nutrients, and the unabsorbed food is sent to the large intestine, and rest it is absorbed. It tries to absorb the maximum water and nutrients. Okay, drains out the maximum from that what digestive waste, and it passes on to the rectum. Okay, clear with that? That is what is the digestive system of humans. So these are the end products of digestion. Carbohydrate will be transformed to glucose, proteins to amino acid, and fats to fatty acids and glycerol. So these are the end products of digestion. Okay. Photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants manufacture their food in the form of what? Glucose. Green plants manufacture their food in the form of glucose. Okay, in the presence of two structures, that is the sunlight and the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what? It is a green colored pigment in the plant, right? So in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the process by which green plants manufacture their food is known as in the form of what? Glucose. Clear with that also? I think everybody left the session. Yes, only one. Who is watching this? Next, we have a quick recap of all these in the form of quizzes, and whatever I'm asking you, you should comment in that. Clear? I don't know who is here or who is not here or not. If you are watching this, you can comment, or else me itself will move on the slides and just comment it. I think no one is here. Uh, yes, okay, Kriti and Sneha. Okay, fine. Yes, the first question. HCl is secreted by. HCl is secreted by. Comment the answer first. Intestinal gland, gastric gland, both A and B, and finally the buccal cavity. Come on, waiting for your answers. A, B, C, D. Comment me just the letter. If you know, comment yes. Whether it is right or wrong, you just comment it. Because in the very next slide, we have the answers. First, HCl is secreted by intestinal gland, gastric gland, both A and B, buccal cavity. Yes, gastric gland is one of the answer you have commented. Let's take it without wasting any time. I'm moving forward. Okay. Exactly, gastric gland is the correct answer. Exactly. Gastric gland is the correct answer. Good Kriti, good Sneha, good Abhijit. Moving on to the second question. The end product of protein digestion are the end product of protein digestion: fatty acid, glycerol, amino acid, and glucose. End product of protein digestion. Comment me fast. Proteins, carbohydrates, simplest unit what? Glucose, right? Fats, fatty acid, and glycerol. Then what else? What is the end product of digestion? Protein digestion. Yes, exactly. Lag is there. Yes, Abhijit, it's amino acid. Yes, it's the correct answer. Okay, exactly. Now, Kriti, glycerols and fatty acids. It's a product of fat, end product of fat. Amino acid is the end product of protein digestion. Protein digestion is given in the question. Okay, Nisha, it's not what this thing, fatty acid. It's amino acid. Proteins are simplest units of proteins is what? It's amino acid. Clear? No need of retracting. It's okay. Which of these exhibits holozoic mode of nutrition? To what? Which of the following exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition? Humans, tapeworm, fungi, fleas, and ticks, which we have discussed in the lecture today. Right? Holozoic mode of nutrition is exhibited by which of the following? Till 3:15, I will take this. Okay. Exactly, Abhijit and Sneha. Yes, correct. Humans is the answer. Okay, moving forward. Okay, without wasting any time, and we have the topic of respiration now. Guys, please focus on both class and the quiz. Okay, please focus on both the class and quiz. Then only you will be able to score well in tomorrow's Slido quiz. Okay, yes, Kriti, Nisha, everyone, correct answer is that. Okay, only after showing the answer, I am getting your chats. That's why very much lag. Now, let's focus on the chat. Focus on the topic respiration. So, what is respiration? The digested food material. These are utilization occurs. Now, what is that known as assimilation? So, such utilization of food material is done in the various process known as this respiration, circulation. All those things we need energy. So, from where does we get this energy? We get this from food. So, it is broken down into various what simpler units to release energy in the form of what? In the form of ATP. What is ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. Okay. So the respiration is of two types, both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of. My God, it's very difficult for me to write. I don't know what happened today. So aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen. Okay, clear with that? And in all the cases of respiration, first step is what? The breaking down of glucose, right? First step is breaking down of glucose, then only any other process occurs. Okay, so it is of two types, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration, what end product of aerobic respiration is 38 ATP molecules. I'm not going on to the details, okay? Not at all, because otherwise we will not be able to finish this chapter in this session. So 38 ATP molecules are produced after aerobic respiration, and after anaerobic respiration, what is the end product? 2 ATP molecules of energy. Okay. So lactic acid in our muscles is a that is a muscle cramps is due to anaerobic respiration in our muscles. Okay. So this is what is occurring in case of what respiration. Next, what we have is the human respiratory system. Yeah, before that, the fate of glucose, and then that is the end product of carbohydrate digestion or the steps in respiration. So glucose in cytoplasm is converted to pyruvate. That is three carbon molecules unite. That is glucose is a six carbon molecule, right? C6. So it moves on to C3. That is three carbon molecules unite plus energy. It undergoes different steps. That is if it occurs in yeast in the absence of oxygen. Occurs in yeast in the absence of oxygen. What happens? It converts into ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. What is ethanol? It is ethyl alcohol. Okay, ethyl alcohol. Then if it is occurs by the lack of oxygen in our muscle cells, what happens? Lactic acid converts to what it converts to lactic acid plus energy. Okay, that is three carbon molecule, and this ethanol is two carbon molecule. Ethanol C2H5OH. So it is two carbon molecule. Lactic acid, it is three carbon molecule. Then in the presence of oxygen, if it occurs in the mitochondria of humans, carbon dioxide, water, and energy are the end products. So these are the steps in respiration. Okay, guys, focus and join the next recap. Also, I need all your answering. Okay, next is the passage of this. So from the nostrils. So respiration starts in the nostrils, right? From the nostrils, it moves on to the nasal passage. It moves on to the nasal passage. From the nasal passage, it moves on to the pharynx, which is a common passage for both food and air. From pharynx, it moves on to the larynx. From larynx to trachea. Trachea further divides into minute branch, further divides into two, that is known as the bronchi. And this bronchi divides into finer branches known as the bronchioles, and bronchioles further divides into finer branches. And at the tip, we have some certain structures known as what? Alveoli. Okay. So nostrils is the way for air to enter the body. Nasal cavity purifies and humidifies the air. Oral cavity lets air and food enter. Pharynx channels the air down the airways. Epiglottis keeps food from entering into the airways. Epiglottis is a structure that prevents the food from entering into the larynx. Okay. Pleural membrane keeps the lungs flexible. Larynx letting in air pass through the speech production. So larynx is a voice box, okay, which allows us to speak. Okay. Then trachea channels the air towards the left and right bronchi. The ribs protects the respiratory organ, that is the lungs. Okay, lungs carries out oxygen and carbon dioxide gaseous exchange. Alveoli site for oxygen carbon dioxide exchange. Bronchioles lets air reach the alveoli. And only one thing I want to remember is that only the bio point is taking the one shot also in the same way as we did the lectures. The same way we are moving, including each and every point that should be taught. Yes, Soumya, good afternoon and late. I hope you have the class, full class, right? So now we have the quick recap in the form of quizzes. Let's move on to that. Into the first quiz. During inhalation, the diaphragm moves up, moves down, stays intact, relaxes. What occurs for the diaphragm when we inhale the air? Okay, after this recap, we are coming on to the end of the respiration too. After that, we have the transportation and excretion. The transportation, we will have much detail, right? I have taught you everything, even the name of valves, blood vessels. But I don't know whether you remember that or not. So all the seven present, comment me, comment me the answer. During inhalation, the diaphragm moves up, moves down, stays intact, relaxes. What happens to the diaphragm? Moves down. Yes, come on. Let's take exactly. Good going. So, me and Abhijit, it's the correct answer. I think others also are typing too. But in order to avoid the lack of time, I have just moved on to the answer key. Okay. Surely I will read your names. Next question. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm, mitochondria, nucleus, both A and B. Where does glycolysis occurs? Yes, Neha, it's the correct answer. Okay. Yes, where does glycolysis occurs? I need the answer for this question. Comment right at the time when you see the question on the screen, okay, without wasting any time. Otherwise, if you just spare for 1 second, 10 seconds will be here lag for me. Yes, Saumya, cytoplasm, you have commented. Then others, yes, you may comment, but I'm moving on to the answer key Sneha, Abhijit, everyone commented cytoplasm, and it's the correct answer. Cytoplasm is the correct answer, and it is the place where, yes, Ishika, yes, it's the place where glycolysis occurs. Yes, that's all for the respiration, and now we are moving on to the process of transportation, also known as circulation. One of the most important and my favorite topic, right? Which I have did in 2 or 3 sessions when I took it. Because in each and every session, by showing animated videos, also I have did this. Right? Each of the session, none of you understood anything. That's it. Yes, the components of what the circulatory system, blood vessels in heart. So the composition of the blood. What is blood? Blood is a fluid connective tissue, right? Blood is the fluid connective tissue, and it comprises of 55% of plasma, white blood cells, and platelets of 4%, and rest 41% with RBCs. So RBC is also known as what? Erythrocyte, right? Erythrocytes. WBC is also known as leukocytes. Platelets, also known as thrombocyte. Clear with that? Then the shapes of RBC, what? Disc-like biconcave, WBC, irregular, that is amoeboid in shape. All these we have discussed and their function: RBC, transportation of oxygen; WBC, defense of our body from invading germs. Okay, next we have the human heart in detail. So, blood from all parts of our body is collected to the heart through certain structures known as the inferior and superior vena cava. Right? Inferior and superior vena cava. J. Roshida, I'm seeing you all for the first time, but anyway, I'm happy to see you all here. Okay, so inferior and superior vena cava collects the blood from all parts of the body to the which enters to the right atrium. Let me change the color black. It's fine. So from the right atrium, it passes on to the right ventricle, and the opening of the right atrium and right ventricle is guarded by a valve known as the tricuspid valve. Okay, tricuspid valve guards the opening of right atrium into right ventricle. Okay, what is the function of valve? It prevents the backflow of blood. If anyone asks the function of any valve, what is its function? It prevents the backflow of blood. Okay, so from the right ventricle, the blood moves on to the lungs through certain structure known as pulmonary artery. And what type of blood is present in this right chamber? In the right chamber, we have the deoxygenated blood. Right? We have the deoxygenated blood in the right chamber. So it moves to the lungs, and from the lungs, after purification, it moves back to the right atrium through certain veins known as pulmonary veins, and they are the only veins that carry oxygenated blood. Okay, yes, one way flow. So from the left atrium, it moves on to the left ventricle, guarded by mitral valve, also known as bicuspid valve. Mitral valve, also known as bicuspid valve. So from the left ventricle, it again moves back to the all parts of the body through certain structures known as aorta. Okay, J. Roshida, you're what too active. Good, good point. Okay, from the aorta, it moves on to all parts of the body. Aorta divides into arterioles, then to aorta divides into arteries, then to arterioles, then capillaries, venules, and veins, and finally back to the heart. So these are the blood vessels from the heart. It artery, then artery divides into arterioles, and arterioles divides finally arterioles and venules to the heart. So arterioles and venules, they unite to form certain network of structures known as what? Capillaries. Capillaries are the smallest blood vessels. Okay, clear with that? Next, we have the process of double circulation, and in humans, the blood flows twice, and that is the process that is known as the double circulation. So, the double circulation involves two types of circulation, that is the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. So, pulmonary circuit, what is that? From all parts of the body, the deoxygenated blood is moved on to the right atrium of the heart through certain structures known as what? Superior and inferior vena cava. The blood flows on to the right ventricle, and from the right ventricle, it is pumped to the lungs for what? Purification or oxygenation. From the lungs, after oxygenation, the oxygenated blood moves on to the left atrium of the heart through pulmonary vein. And this process is what is said to be the pulmonary circulation. Then what is systemic circulation? From the left atrium, the blood moves on to the left ventricle, which is whose opening is guarded by this bicuspid valve. So from the left ventricle, the blood flows on to all parts of the body through aorta, and from the body, the deoxygenated blood after metabolic activity is collected back by inferior and superior vena cava to the right atrium. And this process of circulation is known as what? Double circulation. Clear? If it is not at all clear, please watch the previous lectures. Next is the transportation in plants. Transportation in plants, it is done in two ways. That is contacting vessels. there are certain contacting tissues or contacting vessels for the transportation. So water is transported through certain structures known as xylem, and food is transported through certain structures known as phloem. Okay, so water and minerals transported through xylem, and organic molecules, that is the food material synthesis, is transported by phloem. Clear? Yes. Oh my god. And now we have the quick recap of all the things that we have learned till now in the topic of transportation. Okay, Ritu bought me. I think it's Ishiga, right? Or it's any other person. Ishiga also have this. Ishiga bought me, right? Yes. The first question: all arteries carry dash blood except the dash. So all arteries carry which type of blood, whether it is oxygenated or deoxygenated, and which blood vessels carry the opposite type of blood. That's what is asked in the first question. So comment your option fast, whether it is A, B, C, or D. Come on, comment your answers fast. Whether it's A, B, C, D. Everyone in the session, come on, fast. Very simple question. All arteries carry dash blood except the dash. Yes, everyone is commenting the option B. So let me check whether it is correct or not. Exactly. Oxygenated blood is carried by all the arteries except one known as pulmonary artery. In the same way, deoxygenated blood is carried out by all the veins except pulmonary vein. Okay, Shiga. Next, which of these is true about the transportation in plants? Xylem transports water and minerals. Phloem transports minerals. Movement through phloem is unidirectional. Movement through xylem is bidirectional. Which is true about transportation in plants? Comment me fast. Fast your answers on the screen. A. Xylem transports water and minerals. Then others. Anyway, I'm moving on to the answers, and it's the correct answer. Option A. Xylem transports water and minerals. Phloem transports what? The food materials. Clear? Next topic we have reached is the excretion. Yes, those who have commented option A, it was the right answer. Now we have the topic of excretion. So what is this excretion? It is the removal of nitrogenous waste from our body, right? Removal of nitrogenous waste from our body is what is said to be the process of excretion. So let's move on to the topics. What we have to learn. Yes, the human excretory system and the excretory organ is what? The kidney. It produces certain what? It produces urine, and the structural and functional unit of kidney is what? It is the nephrons, right? Nephrons are the structural and functional unit of kidneys. So from the kidney, the urine is transported to the urinary bladder through certain structure known as ureter. It transports urine from kidney to the urinary bladder. So in the urinary bladder, what happens? Temporal storage of urine occurs. Temporal storage of urine occurs, and in urethra, from the urinary bladder, it moves on to the urethra for the smooth transfer of urine out of the body. Okay. Then This is the structure of the nephron. Okay, it's the structure of the nephron. So it has a Bowman's capsule leading on to the proximal convoluted tubule, then to the Henle loop of Henle, after that to distal convoluted tubule, and finally to this collecting duct. Clear? So inside the Bowman's capsule, we have a tuft of blood capillaries known as glomerulus. Right? Okay. So this is the structure where all the process. So this is the structure where all the process occurs, known as the ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, tubular secretion. Okay, please wait, guys. One thing. Okay, fine. Okay, so what else? Yeah, the blood vessel that enters is known as the afferent arteriole. Okay. So the blood vessel that enters the glomerulus is known as the afferent arteriole. That leaves the glomerulus is known as the efferent arteriole, and the tuft of blood capillaries inside this Bowman's capsule is known as the Bowman's capsule is known as what? Glomerulus. And after that, it moves on to the proximal convoluted tubule where the process of selective reabsorption occurs. And after that, we have the tubular secretion and the urine is poured onto the collecting duct. So these are the processes occurring in the nephron. And in plants, what are the excretory products? Oxygen through photosynthesis, carbon dioxide through respiration, excess water through transpiration, and what else? Resins, gums, etc. are the other waste material that's the plants secrete. Clear? I think you all know this process, right? Next, we move on to the quick recap. Quick recap of all those things till we have learned, and I'm back to the chat box. Yes, let me see who all will answer the fast and who all is slow. Glamour. What is this, Roshita? Filtration urine formation occurs in filtration, ultrafiltration, glomerulus, tubular parts of nephron, renal vein, and A and B, both A and B. Where does the filtration occurs of urine occurs in our body? Everyone comment fast. Fast. And the answer is option A, not B, Arjun. Tubular parts, the next process, reabsorption starts. Tubular secretion in the DCT. In PCT, what happens? No, both A and B is wrong. Don't worry, it will be corrected. Okay. Yes, Ishiga, it's option A. Glomerulus is the answer. Which of these is an excretory product in plants? Oxygen, resin, carbon dioxide, all of these. Yes, Sneha, that was the correct answer. Now answer for this question fast. The last part of this day, the end of the chapter of life process, one shot in just 1 hour, less than 1 hour. Okay, we have passed 50 minutes till now after starting this. Yes, option D, option A. Let's check the answer. All of these is an excretory product because in case of respiration, oxygen is what? Excreted. In that is utilized by humans, right? In the case of photosynthesis, oxygen is evolved, that right? In case of respiration, carbon dioxide is released. Okay. In case of what other ways excretory product in form of other excretory product, resins are also released. All these are the excretory product. Okay. Clear with that, Ishika? Roshida, Arjun. It was the correct answer. And that's all for the day. Well done, guys. Well done. So that's all for this day, and we have it's time for us to end this session. And thank you for your patient listening. At least five of you were here. Yes, Arjun. Yes. Since I found the quizzes in the PDF, I just took it from them. Okay. And thank you all. Thank you for the patient listening. That's all for today. Okay. So let's wind up today's session. And I'm leaving. Bye, guys. I missed some of your comments. Oh no. The emojis that you send in the chat is receiving to hear like this good vibes, good vibes. You got this. Thank you, sir. That's what Ishika said. The Roshida said the other one. You got this. What good vibes, good vibes. You got this, good vibes. All these are what I get from you all. Okay. So ending today's session. Bye. Have a nice day.